a kid from right there in the New Jersey area, had a lot of success at Ohio State. Marcellus, the question to you, will the Giants regret passing on Dwayne Haskins, who later went 14 to Washington?
No, I don't think they're going to regret it. And right now...
15, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Dwayne Haskins made it easy for them to say, see, this is why we didn't pick your butt. Because as soon as he gets picked, first thing he talking about, the league's in trouble. The league done messed up. The league messed up? First of all, the league ain't even drafted yet. Like, 14 people went before you, brother, not the league. And second of all, I remember when my coach, we were acting up in Jacksonville. Coach put us all in the room. He grabbed a big undrafted offensive lineman, 6'7", 350, put him on the whiteboard next to it, and then he drew the shield, the NFL shield, real small, too, real little, itty-bitty, NFL. He said, which one's bigger, that 6'7", 350 dude or that shield? And we were like, we don't know what to say because we already in trouble. He said, that shield. Don't ever think you bigger than the damn shield. Don't ever think you bigger than the league. Like, what you're doing, Dwayne Haskins, is doing what Josh Rosen did. How'd that turn out in terms of conversation? Because when they find something comparable to you, then they start looking at other variables and attributes and elements, and this is what you're doing. You're giving them fuel to the fire of not really sold on the professionalism of Dwayne Haskins.
I don't think they're going to regret not drafting Dwayne Haskins, and it's not because of what you said. Dwayne Haskins was a one-year starter at Ohio State. It's unknown. You don't know how good he's going to be. And for me, I like the fact that he said the league done messed. We want our athletes to be honest, but when you say how you feel, it's a problem. It's the same thing with Josh Rosen last year. If I feel the league is messed up, and he said that because his feelings was hurt that the Giants drafted Daniel Jones and not him, that's why he was directing it at the Giants. But guess what? You're going to get to play him twice a year now. So you can really prove your point if they really, it wasn't the league, it was the Giants he was referring to. Well, it's hard to say. It's hard. He started 1 year at Ohio State.
Right, not enough.
A quarterback that starts 1 year in college football, his success in the NFL is not high.
Right. 50 touchdowns, though. He did put up big numbers. I'll tell you this. When you look at the direction the league is going in, would you rather have a pure pocket guys, but a guy that can manipulate the pocket, a guy that can move 6'5" and can flat out run? That's Daniel Jones, threatens the edge. And as far as a transitional aspect to the quarterback position, it gives you a smoother or easier transition when you can actually run some RPOs, run some read option stuff, get on the edge of a defense, because it gives you something else that you have to prepare for as a defensive end, as an outside linebacker, as a safety, and it opens up some of your run game. So it'll take some pressure off him initially. I'm not saying long-term it's better, but in the short term, it's probably better to have a great athlete back there.
And so I just want to be clear, because people do have stereotypes. Daniel Jones is the better athlete.
Correct.
Than
Oh, by far. Yeah.
Haskins is a pure pocket guy. Listen, I'll say this. I don't. The spirit coming into the NFL, to me, should always be humble.
Thank you.
Always, because the league has humbled so many people. We've seen so many guys at the top of the draft or first-round guys that don't pan out. And so the league done messed up is just an immature thought. You're free to think whatever, but we all think a lot of dumb stuff that doesn't need to be spoken. And that's what I'm hearing from Dwayne Haskins.
You know what the saying is? There's two types of guys that play in the NFL. Those who are humble and those who are about to be. Right? Because let me tell you, we'll all get our butts whipped.
I took it, he couldn't say it. He personally was he thought he was going to the Giants, and then for them to draft Daniel Jones.
But that's even more of a reason not to say anything, for the reason you said. You're going to play each other twice a year. You're both going into somewhat similar situations. You're going to Daniel Jones is going to have to wait because Eli's going to play. Haskins will probably play right off the top. But I just think a humble spirit will serve you best. Dwayne, you didn't check that box.
And that's why I don't like it. It's short-sighted and it's too emotional for a potential future face of your franchise. Think about how much of the toothpaste of Eli they still trying to get out the tube. In part because he's an ambassador. He represents the Giants and the brand well. And then you're talking about, are they going to regret passing on him? And then they hear statements like that and they're like, no. Because we need someone who be that ambassador once again for our franchise. And Dwayne, the issues of your father and that professionalism, that conversation, coupled with you saying that, just makes them look different.
All right, stick around later in the show. We'll give you our approval ratings for Dave Gettleman, and Uncle Jimmy will give us his take on the Giants general manager. Also coming up, Mike Tomlin says the Steelers have been cleansed, but did he actually just dial up the pressure on himself? Next! And don't forget to check us out on the Fox Sports channel on SiriusXM.